On your marks, get set, go. Actually, we're also not doing that episode. We did that last episode. Guys, it's KYG Y2K podcast, the place where we discuss millennial nostalgia and whatever's on our mind on this particular day and time. You were with us last week for Nickelodeon game shows. We did part 1 from Double Dare all the way up until Nick Arcade. And today we'll be running it from Guts all the way to last year's Tooned In, which I hadn't even heard of. Joining me again, I am Jesse Dram, your host. My co-host, Joseph Garifo. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, bud. What's up? How are you? I'm good.
I'm fat as fuck. That's what I am.
Why?
Because I had a child, Joey, and I wasn't that thin to start. But is it hot in your? I know you're in the basement too. My basement is hot as fuck.
Yeah, well, I turn the fans off so you don't hear them. So when the fans are on, it's fine.
You could probably keep them on, but that's okay.
It's right next to them. It's right here though. That's why I'm like, this is a laptop. I could, move it instead of sitting on the floor right here. but hey, whatever. I got my hard drives hooked up and stuff, and so I'll just stay here.
Yeah, we got to figure out how we're gonna do this when we actually start recording in person, because I'm gonna come to your house, and I guess we're just gonna hang out on your couch.
I guess.
And Zoe will be third mic because she won't move anywhere else.
No, she's every time. Every time I start talking, she's like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" Every time.
What's going on over here?
Baby. Hi, baby. I love
Did you. I hear Jesse? Is Jesse visiting? He doesn't like me, but I'll be nice to him.
She loves everybody. How are you, Jess? How was your week?
I told you, fat and sweaty. It also hasn't been a week. I talked to you yesterday.
I know, but for the people who were along.
Let's project the next week. I had a fine week. We sure had a laugh when Joe Biden slipped on a banana peel and accidentally signed marijuana legalization on the way down. Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Improv, not your strong suit. Not mine either. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've been doing This Week in Nostalgia, but like I said, it's the same week. We're recording this the next day after the first one. So how about we just get into it with one of the absolute tippy top greats Nickelodeon. I'm talking about Guts. Ran from 1992 to 1995, 4 seasons, hosted by Mike O'Malley and Moira Quirk. Mike was an actor who had previously hosted Get the Picture at age 24. That was a previous show we covered in last episode.
Did we cover it, or was that the one we skipped?
We paid lip service to it. That's all.
You said, I think your exact words were, "Get the picture, who gives a shit?" Moving on.
Mike O'Malley started out there. Funnily enough, after his Nickelodeon career was finished, he moved to LA to pursue acting on the advice of Mark Summers himself. There he would appear on the CBS sitcom Yes Dear for 6 seasons. Not a bad show, I remember.
I don't think I ever watched it.
This was the age where I was still living at home, and my mom and stepdad were just super basic, so they just watched network sitcoms.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like this was one of the less egregious. I think they had Everybody Loves Raymond as a lead-in, which might have helped. Moira Quirk had previously appeared on an episode of Clarissa Explains It All and was cast mainly because she was British, which many felt made her more official and better to be the referee. Not to mention Mike O'Malley, in auditioning with her, improv the line of "Let's go to Mo," and everybody liked that right away, even though Moira Quirk supposedly found it very annoying.
Ooh, is she British or Australian?
She's British.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's because I wanted to talk about the whole reason we did the game show thing in the first place was the song that the people that lived on my floor freshman year of college in Temple University, Explosive Bear, they wrote a song called Global Guts. And can you play it? Can you bring it up, Jess?
Sure. Let's see if I can.
I sent you the file. I found it on. Hold on here. They were never signed or anything. They were.
Never... Oh wait! Hold on. You can't hear it. I was playing it.
Oh, I can't hear it. Oh.
Well, no. I wasn't sharing, so I'm going to do that right now.
Oh yeah, share. But while you're sharing, these were their albums. Huggable Dudes, and
Wow.
yeah, this one's called Switch. Well, this one says Switch the Flamethrowers, but that wasn't the name of it. Hold on, I'll tell you the name of it.
Directly onto the burnt CD. I love it.
Yeah.
Let me know if you can hear this.
Hold on. I can.
All right. Ooh. Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Have you not listened to this yet?
I haven't listened to this yet. I was waiting for this.
Okay. Oh, and then the other album's called Video Game Music for People That Hate Video Games. These are from 2004, 2005. Yeah. Where are you? You disappeared from my screen. There you are. I see you. Hello, Jesse. Okay. So this was a song they wrote. Go ahead.
You can hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
All right. Okay.
Guts. It's the name of the game. Kids around the world competing for fame. On the television screen is where they be seen. Speaking of trash talk, they be competing so clean.
I hate his voice so much.
I'm gonna tell you. Can I tell you who these three guys are?
Do I know these people?
I don't think you ever met them, but Bill Benz, Mike Giambra, and Joe Staken, and they are all like doing well. Mike Giambra edited Borat 2.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Bill Benz directed I guess there was a movie they were making of Squirrel Girl, It was a Marvel movie, and he directed it. Or was a show? I can't remember if it was a movie or a show. But Bill directed the whole thing, and then they scrapped it. So that was something that was like being made, and no one ever saw. But all three of those dudes, I loved those guys. I thought they were not so like Explosive Air. It's a joke band, but like that they took kind of seriously. But I kind of like their stuff. But they all those guys were so funny, and I'm glad they're doing well. Joe's doing something too. I off the top of my head.
Let's fast forward a little more. Let's take a little more of a listen.
Oh no, wait, there's a part, the second verse where he says, just play it back from where you paused it. Hold on.
God damn it. Okay.
I know.
They're smiling faces, giving thumbs up when they finish the races. It's a code amongst all the dudes. Instead of old like konnichiwa and how do you do. But what these kids don't understand is that we amp back by popular demand. The show's sinking deeper into the quicksand. Please, Mark Summers, give me a hand.
This is the part I wanted.
He sounds like fucking Cleveland from Family Guy. That's all I have to say. I'll continue.
I think that's Bill.
Okay.
Go ahead. I think.
Thank you, Mike. I'm Mo from Australia. No genitalia.
No, this is Bill.
Ain't kangaroo hopping round Melbourne. No boomerang throwing, that shit's forlorn. Black, white, that's what I live for. That's what I gotta do. And I'm keeping the score of the game, cause I'm the referee. Keeping it official in a fear, I blow my whistle, cause it ain't your piece of the crag. It's the Bungie games in which you lag. So all you whiny bitches, get off the rag. Get off the rag.
This is so fucking bad, Joe. It's entertaining, but it's terrible. All right.
Hey, I loved it. But once again, this was what we were with 2005, like freshman. This was the end of freshman year.
The best humor 2005 has to offer. All right. I'm on this now because it's going to annoy me if she turns out to be Australian. Rutland, United Kingdom.
All right, well, yeah. So I didn't
Fuck
actually
you,
look it
Bill
up.
Benz or whatever your name is.
Hey, no, don't say that. They're cool dudes. I think they're awesome.
They're cool dudes and lukewarm rappers.
Right. Well, like I said, it was like a joke situation that people kind of liked, and for 1 year, it was a thing.
How did you not end up in that band?
I was like, I always felt like, even with all of my friend groups ever, I always felt like I wasn't really like in their friend group. I just knew who they were because they lived across the hall. But I always felt like an outcast in comparison to literally everyone, even the people that I was friends with. Like, even when I think back of it, like Shade and stuff, and how like mean everyone was.
Were they mean to everyone or just to you?
A lot of times to me.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
Joseph.
I was the punching bag, I feel like, for everybody.
I'm sorry. I hope my friendship has been a little bit better than that.
It has, especially in more recent years. I'm just saying that's why looking back on every friend group.
I mean, there was a time I did physically strike you, but it was only because you had just sexually humiliated me in public. So I felt that was a fair shot.
Here, okay. Apparently I kissed someone that he was flirting with all night. This was once again 12, 15 years ago. How many years ago was this? I have no idea.
It feels like it was yesterday.
Ugh. I didn't know.
I'd been talking to this girlie all night, and in the middle of a conversation, Joey comes up and just sticks his tongue down her throat. And because he's adorable, Joey, she was into it. And then they proceeded to date for 6 months. So yeah, I slapped you a little bit. I'm glad I did, because my heart hurt. That was my slut, Joey. That was my slutting you.
First off, don't say that. But don't say that word. And because she's not. And did we date first? Who was this? I don't even remember.
I'm pretty sure it was Chelsea.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I had the name, but that's the reaction I expected.
Yeah. No. I do not condone my actions of that night. It was a very drunken night. It was
as many of those nights were.
I think it was Joe Raffa's friend Todd who dared me to do that. But apparently they knew that she had liked me, so it wasn't like a thing where I wasn't. Don't do that, people. That was not cool. But she did. We did date for a while, so it was like
right. Since we
we're
have
real uncomfortable now. I didn't want to fucking talk about this stuff.
No, that's okay. Since we've already gone down this rabbit hole, and just because it's funny, so all right, Joe. Just being entirely fair, can we not say being fair? You swooped in on me a few times. Being fair.
I think at that point it was just to piss you off because you would get like
heated.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I just want to share this brief story as a fun epilogue to that. One night we're all hanging out in New York City. I don't know why, but a bunch of us were up in New York City, and Joey was very, very drunk, and he was interested in this girl, but he was just a little bit too drunk. So old Jesse creeped ahead for once, and I ended up making out with her. And Joey, you got so upset. But the funny part of it is Joe, very drunk, is he yells out, Jesse's always doing this. And even the other drunk friend group, people in the friend group were there, were like, no, that's you. What the fuck are you talking about? Jesse's always stealing the girls from me. Like, Joe, you did it like twice last week.
I don't want to relive these moments, Jess. Why? Oh my God, dude.
Because it's funny, and also we don't need to get into that. But also the fun. There was a similar relationship fucking melting down. I was going to drive that girl home later that night, but my roommate drunkenly got out of the car while fighting with her boyfriend and ran into the streets of Manhattan. So anyway,
oh my God, that was the night Greg Bell dropped pizza on the floor and we just ate it anyway. I remember that night. That part of that night. That was bad, man. What would we do? Oh, there was
we just found ourselves places.
It was like a fundraiser for a movie that never happened.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Back to Global Guts or Guts. It was Guts first, right?
It was Guts. The last season went global. Guts was pitched by executives with the premise: how do we let kids live out their sports fantasies, to dunk a basketball, to jump high? And the answer, of course, the number one answer to anything in the 90s, bungee. The 90s really are the peak of bungee, and we are poorer for having left that era. Yeah, it does seem like everything was bungee back then. There were like shoes with bungee shit, bungee jumping, of course. Can you think of any other bungee things?
No, trampolines though. They were big as well.
Trampolines are very bungee.
Yeah.
Name me one thing that could not be improved by bungee. Bungee pizza, bungee pooping, bungee sex. Why not all three at once?
Yeah.
That's okay, Joey. You don't need to put it.
No, I'm just mad you brought all that stuff up.
But it was funny. Oh, I'm sorry.
Funny. No, I'm fine. I'm just like, oh.
Joe, this show is just about. You know what else is nostalgic, Joe? Friendship.
Yeah. And recounting the days of the stupid shit that we used to do back in the day.
I will be very fair without getting further into this. This is all stuff that shit happens, particularly between friends with differing personalities. And there were times I definitely went over the line with you. One I can particularly think of, and you were nice enough to still continue your friendship with me in that moment. So, we've been there. We fuck up. Mine's just my fuck ups are just sadder, and yours are more funny. So,
yeah, I guess.
Anyway, the show was pushed as the most physical of the game shows, which, the other shows would have physical challenges, but this one was the only one that was all physical challenge. Also pushed as American Gladiator for kids. Funnily enough, the stunt coordinator they hired was named Kim Kahana, who was formerly Charles Bronson's go-to stunt double. This gave me the thought, Joe, have you ever given thought as to who you'd be a great stunt double for?
Danny DeVito. I'm just kidding.
Again, particularly after just watching Back to School, where you can see Rodney Dangerfield's stunt double is like way more in shape than him. So I could see you doing that for Danny DeVito.
Yeah, no, I'm way taller than him. I don't know why. I'm
Jermaine Clement.
Well, I'm way shorter than him.
How tall is he?
It's like 6'2" or something. I'm
5'8". I don't know why that surprises me so much.
Yeah, he's a real tall guy. If we were standing there, I could not be his stunt double. I sort of resemble him when my hair is long, but like that's about it.
5'8", and I'm 6'2", and yet all the girls still went for Joey. That is just how abrasive I was at that time, and also today.
I was about to say just how abrasive you were. Now, can I tell a story? When we were in Monster Mania, where Gary Busey was just accused of sexually assaulting people. At that specific convention years ago, we were hanging out with this girl, and we were being very abrasive like you normally are, and she wound up leaving. We saw her later, and she said, "Your friend that looks like Donald Logue, I was about to invite you guys to go smoke weed with Roddy Piper, but your friend ruined it."
No.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, really? Yeah, Jess, these are things that you have ruined for us." And then he died like a year after that, or it wasn't long after that.
That legitimately makes me so sad.
Yeah, so whatever you said, whatever shithead thing you did that day ruined that could have been a great evening of hanging out with one of your childhood idols. Other than They Live, I was never a big wrestling person.
I was reading a lot of Tucker Max and listening to a lot of Patrice O'Neal back then. I did not have a healthy view of women.
No, you're terrible. And yet, here you are.
That just ruined my fucking day, man. I could have smoked up with a hot rod, but some fucking floozy didn't like me.
Yeah, well, I once again, that's something that I'll never forget that. Granted, she could.
Neither will I, now that I know it.
Yeah. Okay. Continue. Now back to Guts. We were so off the rails on this.
Kids compete in physical and water challenges representing blue, red, and purple colors. I don't know. I don't know if my heart's in this anymore. There'd be 4 rounds, which they would win in points based on their ranking, which usually was moot by the final obstacle, the aggro crag. Like, yeah, you could. I only saw a few episodes where like the only way you could lose the aggro crag and still win is if you had like a perfect score across all the regular rounds. Yeah, you have to run up the aggro crag, a giant mountain with confetti and steam going off. Kids would have to hit several alarms called actuators, a word I have not had to use in my entire life until now on the way up before hitting the final alarm. Joey, here's a question. How high do you think the aggro crag was in feet?
I have no idea, to be honest. 100 feet.
So because it's shot in a studio, the aggro crag was in fact only 22 feet high.
Really? 100 feet seems huge, actually.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, what the fuck are you thinking? Maybe...
Yeah, like 100 feet.
Joey, what have you been smoking with the hot rod, Roddy Piper? Shit.
Nothing. Well, it's called, what I got today is called banana cream, and it's
Joey's weed reviews only on the Patreon.
it's a
everyone.
hybrid. It's a hybrid.
Nice. I still got to smoke that stuff I got recently.
Mhm.
During the first test run, they had a 5'2" man run the course because he was like the size of a kid, and he made it to the top in 8 seconds. And all the producers were like, "Oh shit, what do we do?" That's what led to the development of the actuators having to hit all the targets on the way up, basically to slow everybody down the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There was recently an article on theringer.com called An Oral History of Guts, which spoke to some former contestants who attended a nearby high school. This is hilarious that I'm reading this now when I was surprised by last week's episode with Joey Fatone. For context of the time period, they were getting a lot of contestants from local Orlando high schools. And in those high schools were a lot of the guys from Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Had that in mind. Because of the high physical demand, Guts used less tourists and more local Orlando kids that could handle the physicality. They designed the challenges to be gender neutral, and the show featured fairly 50-50 boy and girl winners. One male contestant interviewed complained later on that for the rest of his life, he would be mocked for losing to a girl on Guts.
No.
According to the contestants, the trophy, the glowing piece of Radical Rock, was actually pretty shitty and duct taped to hell on the back of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Also, much like the Oscar, they had a prop one they gave you on the show, but they would send you a personalized one in the mail. But because this is Nickelodeon and they have no budget, it took forever to mail it out with some pissed off parents calling them, threatening them with lawsuits, waiting over 9 months for their trophies to arrive in the mail.
Wow. I wonder if anyone still, I'm sure everybody that got them still has them. Are
Good.
there any on eBay?
I don't know if there's any on eBay, but in that same oral history of Guts, one of the participants that they interviewed who had won still has it in like his rumpus room and mentioned that, oh yeah, I had a plumber over to do some work and he stopped in his track before doing any work and said, "Is that what I fucking think it is?" And yeah, it was the Guts trophy, and the guy asked like, "Can I please get a photo with that and you, if that's okay?" The final season, they went global and kept track of what country had the most medals. Joey, can you guess who the top 3 countries were in Global Guts at the end of the season?
Top 3: USA,
In there?
Germany,
No.
England. I don't know why I picked.
No. You got
Was
2
that
out
even
of,
it was
you got 2 out of 3, just not in that order. Number 1 was UK, number 2 was Mexico, and number 3 was the USA.
huh.
Whoop
I don't know
whoop.
why I
Number
said
3.
Germany. I just remember like Finland and stuff being on there, and
Hey, if there's one thing we've noticed about Germany through their history, they are all about competition.
the aggro Craig. I'm trying to
Let's watch this brief thing real quick showing a run. This is a perfect score on the aggro crag.
they have replicas. There's a really cool replica for like $245, but
that's not bad. A replica WWE belt is like $500. It does look really cool still.
I guess no one would want to sell that because that's like their own personal trophy. Like, how, you know what I mean?
People have sold far more valuable, cooler things. People have tried to sell their Oscars until the Oscar had to, sue them to say that the Oscars have actually done that now, where legally all the statues still belong to them. So you're not allowed to sell them if you come on hard times.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Next, Legends of the Hidden Temple from 1993 to 95, 120 episodes.
Let me tell you, I asked my sister because her and her husband went as contestants from Legends of the Hidden Temple for Halloween a couple years ago. So I was like,
ooh.
It's like, Mike, do you still have your Legends of the Hidden Temple shirt? No. Why would you just get rid of that, dude? And why didn't you give it to me?
No.
I was gonna wear it for this episode, but
oh, that would have been cool. Which team was it?
I believe it was the Blue Barracudas.
Blue Barracudas are a good one. So the host is Kirk Fogg. The premise of the show is that his lost treasures protected by the mysterious masked Mayan temple guards through physical challenges and trivia, followed by the final run through of the greatest I think the greatest obstacle course ever. Like the Double Dare one was cool, but it was kind of janky. The actual temple is awesome. Also led along by Olmec, the giant stone head puppet. There were 6 teams: the Red Jaguars, Blue Barracudas, Green Monkeys, Orange Iguanas, Purple Parrots, and Silver Snakes. Joey, what was your favorite team? I was a big fan of the Purple Parrots.
What was my favorite team? Probably the Blue Barracudas.
Yeah,
I like the color blue, and then red.
I like purple.
Man,
Yeah,
blue and red. Yeah,
2 great tastes that go even better together. Blueberry and oh, now I want like a blueberry and raspberry water ice. Shit. Anyway, teams always had 1 boy and 1 girl. The set was based on Indiana Jones. After the first thing, which was always crossing the moat, there was the Steps of Knowledge, which was the Steps of Knowledge. That was trivia based on the story they told. Olmec told stories that may possibly have been based on actual history. Each story would have mention an artifact that would later be hidden in the hidden temple. Some examples being, funny thing was, I reading this thought they were all like Maya, Inca, like Central America based. And then I looked at some of the examples and it's like Benjamin Franklin's electrified key, the jewel encrusted egg of Catherine the Great, and Lawrence Arabia's headdress. Also, the broken wing of Icarus, which was never a real thing. Somehow these things found their way across the entire fucking ocean, across an entirely different hemisphere, down into the Aztec temple, hidden temple, and then somehow from there to a soundstage in Orlando.
Yeah. I would always I would continue.
No, go ahead.
No, we're not. You're going to get to that, I'm sure. So rather than jump ahead.
So as stated, there were 4 rounds. Each round, a team would be eliminated. The first one, the moat, gets rid of one of the 4 teams. It's usually just a different way. Sometimes it's a boat. Sometimes it's like a rope you got to climb across. Number 2 was the Steps of Knowledge. Number 3 was the Temple Games, 3 physical challenges, usually pretty cool, I would say. And then finally, the Temple Run, which each room would have some trigger to open the next door. You would have 3 minutes. You could go 2 separate routes, going the high and low. And most importantly, in the Temple Run, out of all the different rooms in there, you had the Shrine of the Silver Monkey, and nobody knew how to put that fucking silver monkey together.
I was going to say, yeah, I would make fun of them too because it was only 3 pieces, blah 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 blah. But like as an adult, like I'll go outside and put the lid on my trash can and screw it up 3 times in a row. So it's not like I'm like, and I immediately always think of the Shrine of the Silver Monkey and making fun of the kids that didn't get it. But then you also got to think of like the amount of pressure you're under.
And then Joseph. And then, Joseph, if you're lucky enough to escape the living room of danger, you will make it to the trash cans of Vitamanta. Simply put the lid upon the 3 trash cans and open the door.
Well, I'd be freaking out too if one of those dudes, the temple guards, were about to jump out.
Oh, we're going to get to that shit.
Just skid. Oh, my God.
The temple guards were terrifying and could strike at any moment, in which case either your run was up or you had to give up the pendant you had earned for a life pendant. They did a revival in 2021. I don't care. They even did like a show in 2016. They did like a movie about the legend.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. But there was a back in the college days. There was a sketch that had Kurt Fogg in it, and at the end of it, he was like, "This is Kurt Fogg," just like he did on the show. And I can't find it now.
You know what's funny? They picked Kirk Fogg. He didn't even audition initially. They picked him at random from a catalog of headshots of like Orlando actors.
That's funny. Someone's outside playing music.
I can't hear it. No, it's not. This is another one that recently had. There's a lot of like old Nickelodeon shows that are getting write-ups on websites right now. One on SB Nation. A contestant named Keely told her story and said that the sight of a guard bursting out and grabbing her scared her to tears, to the extent that she still can't go in haunted houses. Could you imagine getting PTSD from Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I guess to a certain extent. I
Mhm.
mean, all these people watching, and
True.
then like and you have to do something on top of, like, at a haunted house. You're just walking through.
Right, you just gotta endure, whereas here, you're expected to perform.
Yeah, and if you lose, you screw over your teammate.
Yeah.
Whatever.
One of the first rooms you'd go into was called the Dark Forest, which was said to stink horribly, as it was instead of like a ball pit, it was all foam rubber cubes. Those foam rubber cubes collected sweat every time somebody went through it, and they were impossible to clean. Much like a lot of these shows, the Temple Run was designed to be super difficult because the show didn't have the budget to award too many prizes. And yeah, this is another one that also had the famous, like, you win a trip to Orlando Studios or Universal Studios, where you currently are right now.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty funny.
The Olmec head was auctioned off in 2002. It was said that the filming of the show was exhausting because the kids needed a basic reading comprehension test and to run through a test obstacle to make sure they were healthy. Then, because there were multiple episodes shot in a day, they were kept backstage in a holding room for hours until their name was called, which just made me think, just because it's an elimination show, can you imagine waiting backstage 7 hours all day? Say you're a fucking Red Jaguar, and then you immediately get eliminated on the pit.
Yeah, that's what would happen if I was there.
Yeah. And then you get some fucking erasers, like a super cheap ass prize.
How many episodes did they film? Like 4 or 5?
4 or 5 at a time, yeah.
So, like, imagine they're filming the 5th episode, and you've been there all day, and then you're exhausted. I would have no energy because this is 35-year-old me saying this. But even like 12-year-old me would be like, I'm tired. I want to go home at this point, guys. Like,
also,
again, I wasn't the most physical of people.
Same. Dude, I remember being 8 years old doing like the mile run I saw a meme that pictured it perfectly. Hey, remember when we were kids where they shamed us if we weren't physically fit so bad that they'd tell the fucking president? Yeah, I remember doing that mile run and just feeling like ice in my lungs. It was bad. Little fat boy, not good.
I just remember every time I sign up for a sport, I'd get injured in some way, shape, or form. Like, I would skateboarding, and when I'd sign up for skateboarding, but like, it was playing soccer. I just signed up for soccer, broke my foot skateboarding. Then I was playing baseball, got hit in the face. Got hit in the face with a bat. Hold on. You can see.
Oh shit! Extreme close up.
You see the scar?
Hold on. I just put. All right. Oh, right in your forehead.
Yeah. That's from a baseball bat to the head in like 4th or 5th grade, something like that. Coach said don't swing the bat. I was behind this kid who had a bat, and he swung the bat anyway, and the bat came around, and then when it came around, it hit me right in the head.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I feel like being a little league coach is a little bit like being a Civil War nurse, in that you just see some of like the most grotesque, stupid, preventable injuries.
And then I later was playing baseball. I got hit in the face with a ball. Broke my nose. Yeah.
I've never broken a bone because I'm incredibly lazy and I don't go outside if I can help it.
I broke my shoulder. So many things.
Yeah, let's watch a little bit of this Legend of the Hidden Temple run through. I don't know why the fuck that's the intro.
You want to go right through here and make your son go right through there. Goes at this point.
All right.
Doors open. She's going to make it into the crawl space and head for the pit of despair. She goes to the different.
That's the smelly place. That is the very. Wait, no, it was the dark forest that was supposed to smell.
Oh, the temple guard.
Ah! See, that really is cheap because they said it was 3 temple guards total, meaning like if they didn't want you to win, they could just throw them wherever.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing. I like very vaguely remember people winning on their show.
No, it very rarely happened, and I have no idea if this person. All right, she must have been caught because we're seeing him come through. Yep. You know what must be depressing? Once the temple guard takes you in the back, it just looks like a mall behind there.
No, yeah.
This dumb shit. Okay,
silver monkey.
All right, Shrine of the Silver Monkey. I have not watched this in advance. I don't know how stupid this particular kid is, but the odds are very stupid. Let's see.
Don't say that. I just said.
He's a
I
man
can't-
now. It's too late, Joey. I can't get back that fucking Roddy Piper smoke sesh.
In the right position now. That silver monkey. Got the hand. He presses
He got it pretty quick.
the door. Which door opens?
Good for him.
Room with a three
Yeah, that was easy.
Yeah. Like it should have always been.
torch room. 30 seconds left.
Oh, did he get it?
The elevators there. The mine shaft.
Is this one where they win?
I don't know. See, the one thing is, once you get the artifact, like
Still have
all
to
the doors,
exit.
but all the doors unlock. So he must have gotten it because he's like bolting right now. Let's see.
Up to the observatory.
He's running a really weird route, and they're all like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?"
Heading for the pit of despair. What will he do? Despairing pit.
I'm really into this. I want to see what he did. What happens?
Yeah.
Come on, buddy. What's going on, man?
I think he's not gonna get out in time.
10 seconds.
Here he
Oh, come on.
Stupid kid.
Come on, kid.
He dropped it.
Drop it.
Whew.
Oh, wow.
Thank God.
That was right down to the wire. That was a good one.
Yeah,
That was
That's
a good one. I liked it. I was watching that one.
I'm in support of that one. Okay. Anyway, whoa, fuck that.
Ugh.
So after that, we have Figure It Out. Figure It Out ran from 1997 to 1999, hosted by Summer Sanders, who I believe was a former Olympian.
Yeah, whatever
Check that.
happened to her?
She was an Olympic champion. Well, I'm going to take a look and see.
Let's see.
So she had a swimming career. Yeah, she was an Olympian. Okay, she did Figure It Out. She spent 8 years co-hosting NBA Inside Stuff, being a sideline reporter for the WNBA. That's why we haven't seen her.
Oh, shut up, dickhead.
She was a reporter for tennis, covering the United States coverage in the U.S. Open in 2000-2001. Let's see. Oh, she co-hosted an MTV game show called Sandblast in 94. Yeah, she's just been on a bunch of random shit. She's a general correspondent on Good Morning America and The Rachel Ray Show.
Yeah, that's cool.
Appeared on the 3rd season of The Celebrity Apprentice, along with a Mr. You-Know-Who, Donald T. Trump. Ugh. Yeah, she's been around. She's been around here and there. I'm surprised just from that she wasn't like, fucking Department of Farm and Labor or something like that. He tried to put what's the fucking name? Omarion or whoever. Omarosa. He tried to put her in his cabinet. And yeah, this was just a very basic, like they brought out a kid who had something interesting about him, and they did a whole thing and like, hey, let's figure out what's so interesting about this kid. And they often had stars from Nickelodeon shows as the panel. I think Danny Tamborelli was the most frequent appearance.
And
Followed
Denberg was his
Lori Beth Denberg, a young pre-crisis Amanda Bynes. Let's just watch a little bit of this episode.
Wait. We might as well we'll be right back, folks.
Oh, okay. Good call. I wasn't watching the clock.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right. We'll be right back.
Goodbye.